All right. Hello and welcome to our Alumni Talk with Anirban. Welcome, Anirban.
Hi, Nikhil.
How are you doing?
Yeah, fine. Just a regular weekend.
Regular weekend, yes. So we appreciate you taking some time out to speak with us.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
and we will not, yeah, we'll on to the point that we do have a lot of viewers and current participants and many who are looking to understand what is the industry perspective and what is your experience. Could you briefly introduce yourself to begin with?
yeah. So yeah, currently I'm working as an mainly deep learning engineer at KSO iCare. That's a company that actually builds software and hardware both for medical care, means healthcare. Mainly, it is a healthcare company. So yeah, so my AI journey started when I started working for a company that was called Yapcha. So at the time, I used to build mainly AI for solving Turing tests. Okay, those tests actually which make the difference between a human and which one is a bot. So
Right.
currently, a lot of different companies, suppose like data mining industry, and also you can see, and especially means in various companies there is a requirement for means pros- that is browser automation or web automation. In that case, they have to do a lot of passing of Turing tests. So at the time, I used to work with solving those Turing tests. And mainly, our clients were Twitter Mobile, then Blizzard, whoever are using those kind of sites. So after that, I shifted to mainly this currently that's a Chinese company. So
Okay.
in that one, mainly I work with research and patents and those kind of things.
Okay. All right. So is this is a something that involves basically you are on what side of the pipeline you would say? Could you
Yeah. Mainly, I work only in the research and prototyping. I don't work with the deployment or anything. So mainly, my work is to do publications, do patents, to do stuffs and all kind of research, and to
okay?
beat the state of the art technologies. Suppose currently means we are trying to means I cannot go into the details, but
Sure.
yeah, okay, we are trying to beat one of the technology that is of one of the main prominent company that is called Nvidia. So we are trying to build one technology that is going to defeat the state of the art model of Nvidia and going for patent of it.
Very nice. It sounds very exciting. I think that's
Mhm. Yeah.
one area about with AI. If you're into research, you're pretty much doing the cutting edge thing at the moment, right? And
Yes, yes, yes.
so much of it is exactly what paves the way for what people look for next. Okay, so going just rewinding back a bit, to you said you began with AI a considerable while back.
Mhm.
Um, when was it that you had this tryst with DataMites? How long?
Yeah, previously mainly if I was means you can say that I was working as an engineer in the IoT industry. So I had previous experience in the IoT industry, but the issue was with the AI industry. If you do not have any experience on AI, explicit experience, so they are not actually going to consider it, especially for the research field. Especially for the research field, even if it's a non-research, still they are asking for experience. So that has become a de facto standard for the industry. So you need to be experienced anywhere, even maybe it's small, big, or whatever. So you need to be very means niche about the particular technologies, because everywhere with too much hype going on with AI, so everyone is confused what to do, what not to do, what to learn, what not to learn. Yeah, so that was a very problematic time at that time. So I was being also an experienced guy, it was not being possible for me to enter into that field. So I yeah took a lot of time to actually grind, and I think I took a course from DataMites at 2021, I guess it was a long time ago. Yeah, the time certified data scientist course I took. But yeah, means yeah, teaching is learning is fine, teaching is fine, but still we have to go grind the market, that what exactly the different jobs they are means requiring
Right.
on this. So that's why I took a gap to study myself and actually do something that is beyond generic knowledge. And so that took a
Okay.
time, and that took a lot of risks also, because shifting an industry is not that easy, because you have a decorated experience into a one field and then you are trying to go into a field of something different. Yeah, that is a very Currently, also in my research domain, majority of that researchers are all are PhDs, mainly postdoctorates and PhD both have. So technically, they do not want anyone who has just only a graduation degree. So it was very hard for me. Only my previous experience and some work I have done, only because of that only they considered that position only. Yeah, so it has been
Okay.
a way, means very hard way for me. It was very hard to actually.
Yeah, I can imagine, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
effort that you have really put beyond that, right?
Yes,
So on a
yes,
constant learning curve. So
yes, yes.
on that perspective, if we are talking about this, you're pretty much hands-on with the learning and with
Mm.
probably either through coursework or through any other sources. What would be your recommendation? How do you keep yourself up to date?
Yeah, that means you can say that majority if you go so when someone, the one thing is if anyone is trying to go into in especially into the AI career, so first of all they have to decide that which part they want to do. It might be computer vision, it might be NLP, and there are also subdomains, computer visions and NLP. There are also various, so much subdomains. Some are consumer electronics, sometimes it's a medical industry, sometimes it is a data mining industry, and sometimes it's a stock industry, financial markets. So there are lots of different fields. Similarly, also in case of NLP, also there are so different markets. So one thing is first of all, then comes that because even in the AI there are sub roles. Suppose someone is expert at deployment, someone is expert at research, someone is expert at, means even in the deployment there are two parts, one is edge, other is web.
Right.
Means
Okay.
scaling AI into edge and scaling AI into the web applications are totally different, and it requires a totally different kind of study, totally different kinds of means experience, totally different kinds of interest. And also there is a separate role called data engineers. So that is also a completely different stuff. So yeah, the one thing any candidate or student has to decide is that which domain they want to go. If they want to go for research, it should be totally different. If they want to go for suppose ml ops ml ops or means scaling ml things, or bringing ml to the production, that will be a different kind of skill set. Going for research will be a different kind of skill set. Going into the edge or kind of web application integration of ml technology, so that will be a different kind of skill set. So yeah, those things needs to be, means before starting preparation, those things has to be very much engineered by self. After doing also study, even with the guidance of also whoever is working in the industry, that needs also requires some kind of guidance. That otherwise everyone will be so confused, because it was confusing for me also, where I should start, where I should know, because I was always good in mathematics, so my inclination was towards the research field. But actually I did not have any masters or PhD degree, so it was a very much problem for me to
Okay.
enter
Is,
the
is that
research.
is
So
that
I will
something you're
not directly,
considering?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So yes, I would not directly recommend that. Yes, it sounds fancy that yeah, research or something. So someone depending on his background, that how much he can actually take the toll, or what are the resources available to him. Because also learning AI, you need also hardware resources, because every day we cannot try and learn on laptops, because you need
Right.
because current neural nets are very heavy. So even if you are going to learn something new or state of the art technologies, you need something very good hardware resource. So yeah, that might be a challenge for a
Right.
student, or even the institutions who are providing education. So it might be a challenge for them to teach those students. So yeah, that is a big problem.
Right. But then you start somewhere. You mentioned there are areas where you have to pick.
Mhm.
Are you going to
Yeah.
specialize, let's say, in
Yes, yes,
retail, in finance, right?
yes, yes,
So,
yes,
does it help to understand more about those domains? Would you
yeah.
recommend, like, parallelly building other disciplines?
Yes, yes, yeah. Because yes, if because we have to start, means otherwise if we do, suppose someone is doing, yes, sometime maybe do, let's do some recommendation engine, sometimes go for computer vision, sometimes go for NLP. Now the problem with industry is everyone wants experts, everyone who experts in a particular field. So they do not want someone who is jack of all trades but master of none, especially in the AI domain. Because in AI domain you need to be very expert, because typical software engineering and machine learning and AI is a little bit different. Because in typical software engineering we have a unit tests, so we do have lots of tester to do what the bug is coming and do all kind of things. But ML projects, they take years even to find where the problem is happening, or where the certain um, uh, what loophole is there, because of
Right.
that product is not being that much efficient to the market. So yeah, that takes time, that takes patience, and also the testing and debugging skills are totally different. Yes, and also the main thing is knowledge of statistics and mathematics is very much important, especially in this field. If you want to make an impact, because lots of students nowadays have online degrees, do have courses, do have
Right.
so much things to show, but technically when it comes to apply them practically, so this is the where the difference is actually being considered.
Okay, okay. So I mean that's yeah, it's interesting to know. I think we are open to questions if anybody would like to ask something specific, and that's yeah. Okay, so oh, right. Looking forward, I'm just talking about the research part once again. You said there were others who are having doctorates, and they
Mhm.
typically expect that. So
Mhm.
as is that one large team? Because typically you are doing hands-on with let's say 10 about the team of a good number of people working on one project.
Yes, yes. Because you can see, suppose first it goes to a research team. So the research team mainly we do work with how we can main something that is unique and which is not actually violating any patent of any other company. Because if you want to go for a to make some technology a business, you need to be patentable, right? Because especially in the domain of AI, suppose we want to build some product or something. So even if we are using some technology or something, so we need also different kind of licensing and all this kind of thing. So mainly the work of research team is to make the ideas approachable. So we do the research, then we do some research we publish, some we do not, which may be a trade secret, and some we go for the patent. So we have to do patent filing and publication writing, then establish the results how it is actually beating, and those results are also published in different kind of reputed journals, especially in that particular technologies. So yeah, especially currently I'm working research on eye tracking technology, so it goes into publications like ICCV or ETRA. So these are very prominent journals. Then once those are published and stuffs are done, so we go for also patent filing and stuff. So once those things are done, then it goes to the development team, who actually tries to build something that we can integrate into a product. Because prototypes you cannot sell, right? You cannot sell prototypes, so they have to go into a different product. It might be a embedded product, it might be a web application, it might be like a software as a service, which different customers will use for their own purpose. So yes,
Okay.
so then we it goes to development team. So development team has suppose they all kind of expertise. Suppose they have Java developers, they have web developers, they do have who have very strong experience in C++ and Android development. So they try to integrate that ML technology into different kind of applications on edge and something. So yeah, so this is the workflow, you can see.
Okay. All right. I mean, there are a couple of questions on deep learning, Anirban. So,
Yeah.
given that you have pretty much having neural networks prevalent for all kinds of processes people try out nowadays.
Yeah.
So, what would they're asking about, generally learning and building your skills further on deep learning. Is there a certain roadmap that you can suggest?
Yes, yes. For roadmap, suppose first of all, every student has to take a framework. So you can see that one of the most prominent frameworks are PyTorch and TensorFlow, that currently in the current market. So yeah. So the issue is if you want to go into the research field, so you have to go for PyTorch, because PyTorch is very flexible. It's Pythonic and it is easier to prototype. And if we want to try custom ideas very fast to it for learners, especially learners, or even for the advanced both, if you try to custom ideas, if you try to experiment, so pytorch should be the main, um, we can say that first choice. And if someone is going for very large scale application, or you can say going for ml ops, or suppose you want everything in a package. Suppose I want a models, I want a model deployment server, I want A/B testing. I want going into Edge platform. I want to integrate in web technology. Everything together. It's totally into enterprise scale. Then you need means TensorFlow is good if you are wanting everything, entire ML ops in a single package. So yeah, any candidate can start with any of the packages, either PyTorch or TensorFlow. But I would recommend the PyTorch should be fine, because it's easier to learn. It is easy to, and majority of the industry nowadays is shifting to PyTorch from TensorFlow, because even OpenAI they have also shifted to PyTorch. Previously, they were working totally in TensorFlow. Now they have shifted to PyTorch. So yeah, so PyTorch should be the starting point of whoever want to dive into the deep learning. Yeah.
Okay.
So once
And
they have
is that
started, yeah. So once they have started their PyTorch, another thing they should do is learn the mathematics of whatever models they are trying, or whatever. Suppose if they have started with NLP, if they started with computer vision, if they started with CNN, if they started with RNN, if they started with LSTM, whatever model they, and they should also study that what kind of model is actually being used in which kind of practical application. So they have to
right?
also go into deep into that. Then what are the means underlying mathematics for that, how we can exactly modify the mathematics so that we can create better results. And the main thing is they have to also study different research papers that is being published, especially suppose you consider that anything, you can consider anything, suppose data compression you can take, or you can consider stock market prediction, any field. So they have to go for that, what is the state of the art research going on in that field, and what are the benchmark data sets, and how different companies are solving those problems which are open. And yeah, so this kind of things, they will help them to exactly understand what kind of benchmark study is going to happen, and what kind of means how the industries, because the industry is very much dynamic, every day, every moment, it is shifting. So yeah, to be updated with that, so the student has to always be in a they should also have a passion for that. It is not like that, yes, data science and AI is paying so much salary nowadays, that is why I should go into that field. It has to be sync with that, what I want what I'm trying to say is with the soul,
Right.
with the
That you're
soul.
interested
They have to love it. They have to
yeah,
love it. Yeah, they have to love it. They have to exactly love it, because there are many. I have seen in many companies, many of the interns try to go into this AI and ML, but after trying, sometimes they get so much fed up with that field, because it is complex. It has maths. It has that. It has that. Because when you are trying to do a hobby project, it's a different. But when you are
right.
trying to do that, is actually will have some impact in the industry. So it is totally different field. So for that, the preparation should be also different. So yeah, they can start with PyTorch, then they can start with the tutorials in that PyTorch site or TensorFlow site. They can start instead of directly copy pasting, they can try to do little modifications, how I can modify, do some little things, and then how those things are creating results, how I can do. Suppose consider they can take a simple problem like MNIST for digit recognition. They can take a simple problem, and they can suppose do build their own model, and then try to achieve the maximum accuracy which the original MNIST research could not do, because nowadays every day the functions are updating. We do have new optimizers, we do have new thing, that this that, so they can try integrating all these kind of things. Then they can try solving problems in the Kaggle. They can go for Kaggle contests, and internally also conducting hackathons, or for the coaching institutes, if they try to conduct some hackathon between the students group, that yes, let me give you this problem, so now try. And another thing is, that is the most important thing, whenever studying for AI and ML, majority of the students, they try to show some project that is already based on some pre-existing data set.
Okay.
That is one of the biggest problem. So that is how the CVs are being differentiated. Whenever you mentioned, yes, this data set, so it gives a notion to the recruiter, this guy is a beginner only, so he does not actually has any idea that how exactly to approach a real world problem. So whenever we have to approach a real world problem, there is no existing data set. What we have to do is we have to think what data we can
Required.
use. Then we have to collect that data, we have to build some annotation software. If it requires some auto annotation, because it is not possible to annotate everything by a manual user or something. So yes, that kind of research should be done, that what kind of data we require, how we can exactly collect those data, because web is also everywhere, you will not get access. So that is also it's how we can collect the data. So there is a lot of different things, that what kind of data we require, then if we to collect that data and to annotate that data in scale, because we might require data in huge scale, we might require data in low scale, so it depends. So that is a very large work of ML, just to work on the data, what kind of data we should collect, what kind of data, and how our
Brilliant.
data, yeah, how our data should
Brilliant.
be very means how our data should be processed in a way that produces result other than any previous existing state of the art models on this kind of thing. So yeah, so it has to go for a work on the data a very
Yeah.
significant proportion of time. Yes,
That
data
rigor
is
really comes across. Yeah. When you're doing some proof of concept and you start off, on that journey, that teaches you like nothing else, right?
yes,
So
yes.
yeah, that's Wonderful to know, Anirban, and it was great talking to you. Getting all your these are insights which are always very hands-on. So
Yeah,
that's I'm sure many have benefited from that today. So it was a wonderful experience, and thank you for being with us today.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.